I suppose everyone has their own touch because everyone has their own personality. So, I mean, you can try to impose that, or you can just be who you are and tell the story as much as you can, and it's going to be in your voice, inevitably. We played some of De Boeck's music in the orchestra, and I remember it being really nice and enjoying playing it. You know, looking around in repertoire, as I do often as a festival director for Festival in America and concert organizer also in France. I'm always curious to see what's out there, and I stumbled upon this Cantilene and found it to be incredibly beautiful. Just really, really lovely music. And that was a number of years ago, and it always stayed in my head. I was reading a little bit about De Boeck, and even there was a little story of Ravel speaking very favorably about his songs, even compared to, like comparing them to Fauré and saying really at that level. So, I mean, he's not such a known composer, but the music is very touching. And it was also nice, you know, he was a harmony teacher in Antwerp at the conservatory, so if it has a connection here, you know, close to us, that's extra special. And I also wanted to play the Lalo because sometimes I think it's treated like a student concerto, and because it's a piece you often people learn young, that maybe in presentation it comes off a little bit like, you know, as a student piece, and it was a piece that was a great cello concerto for many wonderful musicians for a long time. I mean, it was a piece that Pablo Casals played on his debut in Paris in 1899. You know, there was a great cellist who was the first cello of the Concertgebouw Orchestra in Amsterdam, and before that he was first cello in the Berlin Philharmonic, called Tibor de Makela. And I remember when I was a student, my teacher gave me a cassette tape of Tibor de Makela playing this piece, I think with Celi Badaki, and he said, "Oh, this is a great recording. You have to hear this." And I just remember I always had an affection for it. I liked it. My teacher loved it, and I studied with a cellist from an older generation. He was in his 80s when I was studying with him. His name was Harvey Shapiro. He was the first cellist in the NBC Symphony under Toscanini, and teachers I know played with Brahms and Strauss and lots of great composers. And yeah, so the Lalo was for them one of the great concertos. Yeah, so I mean we worked for months just on the first movement, on creating, you know, how to make a sound, how to sort of form me into the cellist that he wanted, you know, to create the sound, you know, that he was looking for, that I look for. I suppose everyone has their own touch because everyone has their own personality. So, I mean, you can try to impose that, or you can just be who you are and tell the story as much as you can, and it's going to be in your voice, inevitably. I like this piece also because it's just a great cello concerto full of singing lines that are really beautiful for the cello, and I thought, you know, since it's not a piece that's played so often anymore, that it could be a nice opportunity to revisit it. I mean, I'm a different person. I suppose all the cells in my body have regenerated, and I'm, you know, the same person and a different person. Yeah, it was a funny. I really wanted to find the old part that I played from when I was a student, and I couldn't find it here in all my music. So I was just, you know, learning it from a blank part, which was good. And then when I was home last month in America, I went and looked in some boxes at home, and I found there was a box of old music, and there it was. And so that was fun to see the old bowing solutions, you know, from my teacher, and yeah. So some of those are definitely going to be in my playing also, because he was an incredible cellist, was a very powerful storyteller in music. So it's nice for me to remember, you know, those times of, you know, playing the piece for him. So I'm looking forward to that.